people don't come to the Save As Untitled channel for quality or anything interesting. So let's get to it. Melee it on me. And I want to clarify first, I have a dual ballot, so it's not all myself. Bonk, is that, oh, I thought that was in response to me saying, oh no, I don't think absent pages is top 100. Actually, let me mute my email notifications, because every time someone follows, it's just going to be a blah, blah, blah. So let's do that. Okay. Now, I think with my video, I've already pretty much said that I'm pretty solid on these 10 right here. This is pretty much saying no matter what. Thanks, man. It's more like, oh shit, you're on Twitch. Okay, fair enough. People like, what is he streaming? Is he on NetPlay playing like a moron? Oh, someone's tweeting me back. No, it's not me on NetPlay. It's just me doing my Melee 100. Pretty nifty. Okay, before I respond to Twitch chat saying my videos are cool 500 times, let's actually talk about Melee and on me ranking. So, my video I already talked about. I'm very solid on this top 10. The one I'm most concerned about, and because these aren't set in stone. These are just doing the eye test, like going through, look at everyone on the ballot and being like, okay, if I have to make a decision just by their name, I'm gonna put them here, 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 etc., etc. So that's just what these are. These aren't like final placings. So I'm gonna just make a little final placings little doc over here, because these first 10, these first 11 actually, I think Chew, I'm pretty solid on that. The only one would be the Chew S2J argument, which still could go either way. So then for 12 is a very interesting predicament. I've seen a lot of people place Lucky as 12 without any second thought, and I can also see Drug Fox as 12. So let's take this Chew that out of there and let's deselect. I hate Excel because I can never get the deselect properly. You have to like copy and then paste in place. So we can just put this over here because Chew, in my opinion, is definitely 11th. So I think the three biggest contenders for 12 are probably Defox, Shroomed. Could I see anyone else out of? I think it's Defox, Shroom, and Lucky. Because I'm going to, in my personal opinion, I would say Lucky. Like from the eye test, I wouldn't think that Lucky is 12, but I've seen a lot of other people put him as 12 or 11. Actually, no, I'm not sure about 11, but I'm gonna say those three are the top contenders right now. So let's not look at my Twitch dashboard. Let us go to the ballot itself and see what sort of resources we have to compare these players. There we go. You just look at their head-to-head records first. Ranked Shroom lower than 12th. Why would you say that Shroom would be lower than 12th? I love. What bothers me the most is like a PSA for my videos and comments like that. Not that my opinion matters more than anyone else's. I hate when someone says, "Oh, I believe this," or "You're wrong," and they don't say why. Like I don't care if you call me a moron. I don't care whatever you say, as long as you're like, "This is my opinion. This is why, and this is why I have this opinion." I'll stand by that thick and thin. I just want to understand why you hold that opinion. Because if you're just saying you're wrong, I'm right, and then you're just being like, "Oh, you're stupid. Armada's #1." Why? That's the thing that bugs me the most about YouTube comments. The long list of things. Let's get a little bit of a zoom in on here. So Defox, Shroom, and Lucky. Just looking at where is Defox and not Axe. We know where Axe is. Defox, Lucky, Shroomed. So Drug Fox obviously has the win over Leffen, which is pretty good as well. Lucky does have that win over Hungrybox. That was at CO, or I want to say I'm right about that. No, it was bigger bulk, and then he double eliminated them, so that still matters. Sorry for not clarifying. No, sorry. Sorry, I was... You're wrong, I'm right. You're stupid, I'm smart. Thanks, Bonk. So... I just look at head-to-heads here real quick for 12th. I'm trying to see if anyone else, just kind of a test here that hasn't already been put in, would be a good qualifier for 12th. But I'm pretty sure it's between these three. I don't think anyone else really followed. So DFox does have that win over Leffen. Like he has a pretty damn good record against. Well, for it being SFAT, that's having a positive record in a top 10 is nice. But DFox also has a top 10 record on that. The Chu effect also is very interesting to add in because people who are good at the Ice Climbers matchup, because Chu got good, they also, because of him getting a higher rank, they also are going to get a higher rank piggybacked on top of that because Chu's a better win, which is an interesting thing in like theory to look at. But so, and it's just that Shroom almost, I think Shroom would solidly be 12th if he would have been able to get that win on Armada. You look nothing like you sound. You wanted me to look like a huge nerd. Oh yeah, you were clarifying on absent page kind of being the top players. Absent page constantly beating top players have no bad losses. I want to say absent page does have bad losses, and I think it's a lot harder if I go to absent page particular stats. I would say he probably does have worse losses. It's just not as publicized because he's a smaller player that people might not know. Actually, I'm curious if absent page does have bad losses. Let's go over to the official ranking thing. Oh, let me log in. Oh, my secret password for being the SaveAsUntitled. Let's go over here. And this doesn't include all locals, which is important to remember. Let's look at absent page's losses. Because I'd say he's probably somewhere around like the 75 to 100 range. Probably closer to that. Closer to... So he's 1-0 versus that. Wins over KJ8. Also, from doing my research for a lot of my videos, KJH appears like he's another person kind of like Chu that where a win against, he has a lot of losses against low ranked players, and that helps a lot of people move up in the way. And Lasagna Spesh, help, I'm having anxiety about my girlfriend for no reason. Well, just don't worry about it. If you go with my viewpoint that in the end life is meaningless, you shouldn't worry about the little things, or that could actually make you worry about everything more, because in the grand scheme of things, nothing really matters. But we're talking about Melee, not philosophy. Oh yeah, you are completely right, epically tossed. I made the video about it, and I completely forgot about his insane record at locals. But just looking at this, Absent Page does have a... I hope that helped Lasagna Smash, saying that life is meaningless. I have a very nihilistic view on life. Yeah, going at locals. It doesn't look like he has many of the locals in here, probably because he's went to so many and he's won them. So maybe my eye test is a little bit wrong. Maybe Absent Page is top 50. But that's a little down the line. I want to make sure. I aim tonight to at least get top 20 hammered down, maybe top 40. But okay, I see where you're coming from. I completely have... See, like, that's why, like, when he clarified his opinion, he's like, oh, Absent Page doesn't have bad losses. So, and there you go. Now I learned. See, everyone gets a learning experience when you have to qualify your opinions. You either find out that the person who's qualifying them is wrong, or you find out that you're wrong. So, I don't know. Top 50 for sure. Well, at least after seeing that, I'm going to... Absent Pages over here. I'm not 100%... I'll put him in contention for here. I'll move him over. Because these are just sort of like general contentions when just doing the eye test and going by that. So these are people just doing that. But let's go back to the main question and main question at hand here that I was going for 12. Defox, Shroom, or Lucky. First looking at head-to-heads, and then we can look at like rankings and stuff like that. So Just looking at it straight ahead, Drug Fox having all this green in this general area is much, much better. Lucky having that win rate. These three right here, this winning record against Axe and SFAT, that's insane. Chew, also so much. Also, also pretty good as well. But 2 wins over SFAT and Axe, I think that's really good. I think I might even just give it to Drug Fox just based on that. That's really, really good. I want to see where worst losses against the top 50 are in here. Oh no, Shrooms. Lucky is a loss to Mafia. Was it a Royal Flush? Oh yeah, so that's definitely a bad loss, especially because it being in a major. D-Fox does have a loss to Abu. Abu went on a tear at Evo though, so not to qualify that. He does. Oh, he has a lot worse losses. Is it always? It's gonna come back to the age-old debate of peaks versus valleys, troughs, as they may say. I think, just looking at head-to-head, I'd give D-Fox the 12 spot as an L. I want to see if there's, I know there's like a worse loss kind of thing somewhere within these sheets. That would be this one? Yeah, I believe so. Players upset. Let's see if it can. I just search for us. How did Debate do this year? Placement Slug was 3rd place. Hacks has been. I was actually thinking about making a video just on Hacks and seeing if he would make top 100. He's very weird because he'll have really bad losses, but he's really bad wins. He's a very polarizing. Polarizing is the word I'm looking for. That has very high highs, very low lows. Pretty sure D-Fox is 11. You'd have D-Fox over Chudat? What would have you put Drug Fox over Chudat? Because Chudat having winning records on 2 gods is insane. It's even more insane that I still think with winning records on 2 gods that he's not top 10. Volatile. That is the word. Thank you, Galaxy Eyes. That is exactly the word I was looking for. So let's see D-Fox. Daryl? This is kind of a confusing chart. I have not looked at this yet. Let's see. So he's had 3 bad losses. Daryl. Okay, and I think I'm understanding it. IPDW is underrated, but still, that's a bad loss. Leax, never heard of him. That's a bad loss as well. Compared to Shrooms, Cyrock, Iceman, Kalamazoo, Azusa. Those are decently bad losses, but I still think I love S2J. Chew's been a god slayer this year. Chew's it's so difficult, and thanks for clarifying, Job. It's so difficult. The Chew S2J ranking, I keep on going back and forth on it. I wish there was just one more tournament they both attended so I could see that. But going by the question on the Melee Only rankings, I have to give it to S2J because Chew's too volatile and people are learning the Ice Climbers matchup. I can't in a right mind, thinking about the question, give it to Chew over S2J. Because Chew's had a better year. Chew has had a better year, but if we're going by the question that is being asked, which is, if everyone entered a tournament 100 times, who would perform the best? S2J would perform better than Chudat. Especially if that hypothetical situation where, and I'm going a little deep on the hypothetical situation that it's being analyzed, but it's quite important because if you don't go in deeper, I'm kind of semantics in that, but if this hypothetical tournament where all of these top, like I think it's like 135 somewhere around that, players entered, I think Chew would do worse and worse because people would figure him out. He has a very weird, unique, and interesting playstyle. Good and interesting playstyle. But people have started to figure him out. Ice Climbers kind of go through waves. Kind of like, in history, there's like waves of change where there'll be like the 60s and something like that. I'm going way deep on this, but there's like waves of change where there'll be a lot of change happening and then nothing for a while, and then a wave of change will come back in. I think Ice Climbers are sort of that level of volatility where people won't see many Ice Climbers at the top level or at the amount, and then there'll be a wave of Ice Climbers rising again, and then people will start grinding the matchup and learning more about it, and then it'll slowly go back. And I think we're in the upswing and getting near the downswing of Ices. So yeah, that is my rant on that. But going back to, I'm taking all this to rank 12th. I think I'm, and let me just look at Lucky's worst losses. Lucky has a lot of bad losses, but he goes to a lot of locals. I think I'm gonna firmly, as of now, Drug Fox is my 12th pick. I'm just gonna lock that down for now. We can take him out of the contention here. I think that would also have me put Lucky at 13th. That's kind of the nature of Ices and Falcon. They're both incredibly volatile characters and players. I would say that Ices is a whole lot more volatile than Falcon is. Yeah. I would say, yeah, that's the kind of, Ices is just a whole lot more volatile than Falcon is, but they are sort of volatile. Do you take under consideration who's doing better at the end of the year because it tells you more about the current play level, maybe from 5 months ago, or do you make everything equal? I think even when you think about, when you try actively to not let their recent performances sway your opinions, I think that still happens a lot. And I try my best to stay away from that. But it's important to see the trend they're heading on in the way of the question that's being asked. The trend of, if, like the summer rankings, that's why Chew jumped so much, because the trend as of that point had Chew just, it looked like he was going to continue the rise and rise and rise. But as we see in the second half of the year, that was, I don't want to say a fluke, because Chew's a very talented player, and he's 11th best in my opinion. But it's important to take the picture of the year as a whole, because he had that very high peak, and then people started to learn the grind the matchup and turn their back. So he's sort of going down like that. But again, I can definitely see why people would have Chew at 10. I wholeheartedly understand that. Where I fall on the side of the argument is I think Chew's 11th. I'm sorry. How important are locals for determining rankings? Important, but not nearly as important as majors, because if you go to, like, you have to take into account that not everyone's going to try 100% at locals, but you can't just discredit bad losses, and especially consistent bad losses. Like, at locals, when I was doing my video on Cal, I believe it was Cal beat Lucky at a local, and then it was like, I think it was a 3-0. No, it was a 3-2, if I remember correctly. He beat him 3-2 at a local, and then when Lucky played him again in losers, Lucky swept him. So taking those two sets into context is very important, because if you're just like, oh, Cal beat Lucky, Cal is an amazing player, which Cal is an amazing player. But if you just take that without the context, it's very important. So to answer that by rambling super long, locals are important, but knowing the context of a ranking from what event it came from is more important, and weighing locals that way is what you kind of want to go with that. I meant S2J S2J is also a high variance person, but I think he's less high variance than Judat. You see, but just respectfully disagree. Okay, I like that. I appreciate when like how I can see the Chu being 10th argument. I like when people can see the other side of the coin but not necessarily agree with him. Such as with me, also with the Mewtwo King being 5th argument. I think Pluff is firmly 5th. Wasn't my opinion. I think Chu's okay. I think I'm against the general population that having S2J above Chu. And we'll see what the voters of the Melee It On Me rankings kind of end up having people at. Let's see. So 13th, I think it is still between these two. Who else could potentially be 13th? I think it is Lucky or Shroomed. And having that win on Hungrybox is great. And again, it's important to remember the context that is a bigger bulk. But a win is a win is a... I want to say a win is a win is a win. But that's not true. So... having Godwin is super strong. Having a win against the best player this year. And having a winning record on... And Shroom has 2 wins on Pluck, though. That's also really impressive. Shroomed, Lucky, Shroomed. So what I'm essentially weighing here is a Godwin better than... Also, we can look at worst losses as well. Where do I still have that sheet pulled up? So we have Lucky and Shroomed. So Lucky is significantly worse losses. Azusa being his worst loss, that's not bad at all. Defox over Shroomed. Defox over Shroomed. Higher peaks. Not nearly. I guess he has bad losses. The biggest thing I think had me put Defox over Shroomed is I hate how that pops up. These 3 right here. Winning records over SFAT, Axe, and Chudat. I think that's with the win over Leffen. I think that beats out Shroom's best wins here by a long shot. Ooh, but Shroom does have a winning record versus both. I think winning records against those 3 and a win over Leffen is stronger than 2 wins over Pluff. I think that's what I would do that. The losses are harsh. This is all good and well, but where's the new Chillin' diss track? Oh, Stango's here. Stango, I think I have Stango in this category. Where did I put Stango? Yeah, Stango's in the 76 to 100. I can't leave my Philly boy out to dry, and that's not Philly favoritism. Oh, hey, Darktooth. Darktooth is you're also here as well. I haven't looked into your stats yet. I'm gonna make a video on Darktooth because he's awesome and he reached out to me on Twitter. But I haven't looked at your stats yet, and I've thrown you in here in this 76 to 100 range, just because this is it's very hard to gauge at this level because I don't know like all these players' rankings and placements off the top of my head. So I'm trying to start small and eliminate. Defox went unnoticed easier. I think it's because Defox didn't go to a lot of events. Let's actually... I honestly love this. Like, I thought I was going to be like, okay, 2-hour stream, I'll get all my 40 knocked out right away. But I could spend like hours upon hours just debating this spot here. I could spend hours upon hours debating S2J versus Chudat. It is... I love this. This is I really underrated Rick. This is a very preliminary. That's a word that I pronounced incorrectly. This is very preliminary. Early rankings. This is just eye test, like looking at the name, what I know of them off the top of my head. Because obviously, I think a lot more people are going to get pushed into these higher than categories. I think top 50 is still a lot harder to make this year. Really, you really underrated Rick. Rick is poop. And then I'm not sure where we're going from that. Okay, so back to Defox and how many events he's attended this year. I need to go back to the panels page within here. So I would go here and is this the... Oh wait, no, this is on the same spreadsheet as this. I can just hop over here. So Defox. I don't think Defox attended that many events. Top of my head. Genesis 17th, that's a little eh. CO Dreamline 9, that's a little eh. Third at Smash Rivalry is really good. Underrated performance. Yeah. It's gonna keep that highlight going. Yeah, I just think he underperformed at Evo. I remember because I made the video on him at Evo. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call my shot. He's gonna do well. But oh, and who? Oh wait, no, I got the highlight wrong. I was like, when did Drugfox go 65th? 25th at the Big House isn't bad. Who did Big House 7? Who did Drugfox lose to at the Big House? Because that was like one of the most stacked events. Duck and Lod, that's not bad at all. I mean, Duck's top 20 player easily. Lod, like I said, he could be top 30. That's not a bad loss. This event was just so stacked. It's insane. He beat at Rivalries. I may smash. I love how from making these videos, as soon as I start typing anything close to a Smash tournament, it comes up. Let's look at the bracket for Rivalries. I might even be remembering this poorly. Beat Westball. It's not as good as win in retrospect. S2J, that's a great win. Swedish, that's an alright win. Chew, that's a good win. SFAT, that's a good win. Yeah, he only lost to Wizzy, and Wizzy was insane at that tournament. If I go 1 and 2 of my locals, do I get top 30? You at least get top 40. Silent Wolf's hands or Drugfox's hands? I assume you're talking about Silent Wolf. R.I.P. I think he's still here, lost but not forgotten. Yeah, I think I've dwelled on this a little too long. I think Drugfox is 12, which I think if I'm putting Drugfox as 12, I think Shroomed is 13th because 2 wins on Plup is nothing to. Oh, but then Lucky has the win on HVox. Oh my God, this is so difficult. So, essentially, what do I value more? And Lucky has a lot of worse losses, but he goes to more locals. So, we are going to zoom in a little bit more on this. So, yeah, what's his... That's a bad loss. I don't recognize that name. That's when you can... And that was a Super Smash Sunday. Road to Genesis. Okay, that's a Grain of Salt loss. Drunk Sloth. Where is the event? Frame Perfect. No, that's a bad loss. Just going for that. Frozen, I've never heard that event. Not as a bad loss. He does go to a lot of events, but these are a lot of sketchy losses. Probably Frizz isn't. American Dragon. That's a legendary tag. Lucky at Evo was great. Yeah, Lucky did go on an amazing run. It was like Lucky and Boo who had wild runs. So Lucky has considerably worse losses, although he does attend more events. But he has a win over Hungrybox, who is arguably the best player this year. If this was a win against Armada, would there be as much of a debate? If Lucky had this win over Armada instead of Hungrybox, would I be as skeptical to put him over Shroomed? I think if he had a win over Armada, I think without hesitation, I'd put him over Shroomed. So I have to think. Some of these are public, some of these are ballot only, and some you have to ask Tafo to get access to access to a Melee stats or pay for the premium version. Haven't heard about Lucky since 2015? Have you been watching Melee? Come on. So, chat, what's your general consensus on who should be 13th? Lucky or Shroomed? Lucky has higher peaks with a win over Mewtwo King, higher peaks with a win over Hungrybox, winning record on SFAT, win over Wizrobe. That's also fantastic. But Shroomed has not as bad losses and 2 wins over Plup. So 2 wins over Plup, and better losses better than one win over the best player this year and a win. Oh, the chat's divided. Oh no, it's turning way back towards the shroomed. I think not to be swayed by the people. I am a bit skeptical of those 2 losses to those lots of losses at locals. Pompous Egg. Yeah, how do I know? It's Pompous Egg is 13th. I think it's a pretty easy choice. Get the popcorn, boys and girls. It's so close. I think I'm gonna slight edge. I'm skeptical about those worst losses by Lucky. I want to look at their placings compared to each other. Let's see. We are done with him. This is I'm gonna make my final decision based off of using this as the final crux. Let's see. So it's 1 for Lucky. 1 for Shroomed, 2 for Shroomed, 2-2. I'm not gonna use it. DQ. 3 for Shroomed, 4 for Shroomed, 5 for Shroomed. That's 5-2 in rankings. I think Shroomed has also been improving throughout the year. PPMD, yeah, it's PPMD. You got it, brother. Am I right? Have I made the list already? No, this is me going through and doing it now. I've kind of just done preliminary rankings. So I think I'm gonna go Shroomed, and then Lucky. But for the rankings, you do it by, you put in a value between like 10 and 1. I'm gonna say these 2 they're very, very close. And let me, because this is like my final ranking column, doing that on another sheet's not gonna work. I'm gonna give it a little bit more room here, but this is final rank. So I think that's pretty fair. Believe in the heart of the cards. Yeah, I'm gonna say these 2. This is like asterisk, very close. So. Okay. Those 2 are very close. So then when we move over to 15, who are we looking at for 15? Let's take these guys out of here. My immediate thought goes to Duck. Just off the eye test looking at this. My immediate thought would be Duck. But I feel like I'm also underrating Swedish. And also Westballs has had Ginger, this is a very, very early rough estimate. I'm not doing this. This isn't. Oh yeah, like if I wanted to appeal to the people, you go there, and then when we have the real final rankings. I mean, hypothetically, I could do that. I am sharing a ballot with someone else because I don't feel I'm qualified enough. But if I wanted to follow the heart of the cards and do what I really wanted to do, we'd be there. Well, actually, it would be. That would be the proper rankings. I think that would be correct. Okay, then you gotta be fair, and then yeah, I think that's actually about it. We can just sort of randomize, copy and paste everything else in there. But I think that's pretty much good. Well, oh yeah, I made a video on Cal, so Cal's in there too. I made a video on Absent Page. So okay, now I think that's guaranteed. That's Melee and on me. I should go and like fill in the Google Doc. We can submit now. We're all good. Let's not do that. Run this back. All right. 15th. So I want to say, people have put West down a lot for his really bad losses, but when you look at it more, the only top 8 is significant one the Duck had was Full Bloom, if you can't see Gaming's. I want to double check that fact, but I would believe you. I would believe that, which is kind of troubling for Duck. Maybe I'm overestimating him. I have a feeling that West Balls is going to be my 15th. He's had bad losses, but not a bad year. Let's see. Second Full Bloom. Has he not made top 8? You are correct. As opposed to West Balls, who top 8 at Full Bloom but lower. Has West Balls not made top 8? Top 8 at Gommel. I forgot West Balls was at Gommel. Who did he lose to? A lot of 9s. Ugh. Yeah, so West Balls only also had Gommel on top of that. Oh, and Genesis. That's a little important. Getting top 8 at Genesis is pretty good. Ginger, I think you're at least top 50. Okay, so contention for the spot. We're gonna throw West Balls, Duck. I feel like Swedish has had an iffy year. I think it's What's the general sentiment of the chat? Who of these do you think any else of these players have the potential to be ranked 15? Just basing off of your knowledge, like the eye test, like thinking when you see the name of these players, do you think any of these could potentially be 15? The Moon is Swedish? Okay. I think that's fair to bring both of those in. I will bring both of those in for the sake of this discussion. So, now that we've kind of outlined the kind of people who will be here. Yeah, because Luna is wishy-washy as well. So, I like to start off head-to-heads, compare these players. So, we got Weston Dennis. I'd still say he's my favorite player. I love the reason I play Red Falco. Love that man to death. Where's the Moon? I'm just gonna put the Moon lower because I hate how he's using the La Luna as his tag and then switching back and forth. Just pick one. Don't make it more difficult for people trying to take games off of like Smash GG quickly. So that's a grain of salt. Yeah, that went against Duck. Well, he did lose the first 2 games fair and square. Moon also does have that win over Leffen. Where was that? That was at Evo. Yeah, because Moon did pretty good. I love streams. Yeah, I feel like Swedish also is one of those people who is very, I don't want to say he complains about his rank on Twitter, but I think that's exactly what I'm saying. And I have no ill will against that. I just, from immediately what pops in my head when I hear Swedish and Melee on Me rankings, him saying that he's underrated, which may be factually true. Weston Moon winning records on SFAT. Is that Wes? Oh, the West Balls SFAT games are always interesting to watch. I'm surprised that the Moon has a winning record on SFAT. And he did. I mean, the Moon had a great Evo. That might be a Moon 15. Might be Moon, West Balls, Duck Swedish or Swedish Duck. Let's see. Oh, no, I think from what I remember, yeah, and Moon has. This is what I think turns a lot of people off from Moon, is that he has a lot of these worse losses in here. Coming back, he's lost to Mafia. R.I.P. Mafia. Now Moon, Swedish, Balls, Duck. Yeah, let's go look at bad losses for Moon. First half 8, second half 3. So he definitely did improve over the course of the year. I think he's gotten better. Overdrive War is not a bad loss. Meds, it's an iffy loss. Dublat, bad loss. Smash Papa SquarePants. Where was this at? Momocon? Yeah, that's a bad loss. Codmaster, Battle BC, that's a bad loss. That's like midway through the year. Momo, that's kind of a bad loss. Kind of a bad loss. Yeah, there's a lot of bad losses here. Weston Dennis. I mean, he lost to Ginger. I mean, what a bad loss. I mean, who loses the Ginger this year? He's like a 150 player, if that. Yeah, Westfalls has some. It's Zakira with his broken hands. Fiction, that's kind of a bad loss. Cyrox, not a bad loss. Zio, who is Zio? Oh, he went Donkey Kong. Okay, so that's probably also a Donkey Kong. I think these are a couple of bad losses. So kind of going it back in Swedish and Duck. I want to see if they have anything, because I think I'm ready to take Duck and Swedish out of contention for this 15 slot. But I want to just look at their head-to-heads. That win is from the Luigi match, and he barely got that, so I'm not going to give that to him. So that doesn't count. Win on Chew. I think I value a winning record over SFAT more than a win on Chew. Win against... He has a win... The Moon has a win on Leffen, and I think Moon's 15. I think I'll solidly give Moon 15. He's had some bad losses at the beginning of the year, but a win against Leffen and a win against Chew, a winning record against SFAT is really good. Peaks are definitely more important. Smash Bob. Bad losses are good for two very close players all around, not just Peaks. Peaks and Loves are the same. Melee region peers 1, Philly 2, all the rest. Philly is like the Donkey Kong of the Melee scene. Philly's not up there. So what? So I think I'm solidly Moon 15. Thank you guys for telling me to put him in the contention for that. What would you guys say? Would you see Moon as 15? Would you agree with that sentiment? At least in the context. Did he go Marth 2 games for against the Moon? Was it when an Evo? Moon is 15. Okay. I think I've gotten enough positive feedback from people who came here who already like me to solidly put Moon there. So that's out. I think I'll like barely get to 20 tonight. This is I enjoy this. This is very fun. I think it's gonna be a lot harder getting to the high ranks though, but going through this and doing this. 15 like 16. Okay, so then I think a much harder question Westball's Duck Swedish. I want to go back to placements. I want to see, because Westballs only has 2 top 8s, Duck has 1/2 top 8s. Where is Swedish in top 8s? Smash Rivalry's got a top 8. Sea of Dreamland, that's pretty good. And again, rankings aren't everything. This is just a piece of the puzzle. 33rd at Shine. That's an overall, just looking at rankings, that's not bad. R2D Lou and Stango boys. Yeah, we have R2D Lou, Stango, and then what is our region? Philly's we don't have much region. if you set the precedent that Moon can be 15 with his bad losses, then I think West should be forgiven for them as well, in my opinion. Okay, I see that being as a dangerous sentiment to set. Why would thanks to Ken on that. Beyond Fables, why would you say West over Moon? What makes you think that? And yeah, Hero, I'm Philly. I've only been to a couple locals. I went to look at that Up Smash a couple weeks, like a month or two ago. Didn't get went 1 and 2. Philly isn't good. Philly is not a good region. I love Philly to death. Born and bred. We're not a good region. Philly is not a good region. But I think, like, Moon versus West Balls. Having me reconsider that. Got that considerable. I think if we go in forgiving worse losses for both, I think Moon's peaks are better. That one against Leffen and a win against Shootat. That's better, and they both have winning records on SFAT. Where's S2J as well? He's 3-0 on S2J. West Balls is okay. Also has a good record on S2J. Yeah, I think if we take both, if we stop counting worse losses for both, I think Moon still edges them out because they have similar. Kind of looking at the beginnings. He doesn't win of Wizzy though. That's quite a tough matchup though. I think Falco wins that matchup if I had to make an opinion on that. Okay, Pika is as long as your boy Pika 942, the legend himself, agrees with me. I'm gonna stick with my stance firmly as that. Which I think, from what I see here, let's look at top 10. We got West and Dennis, Mr. Duck himself, and Donny Swedish Aki. Taking the test here. Swedish doesn't have that win over Plop. That one doesn't count. Duck having a win over Leffen's pretty good. But what else? What else does he have on top of that? That's like all of his top. Win over West to some degree, but West would be 16 for sure. I think it's placing / who they beat plus loss to get said placings more than records. Yes. Axe wins. He did get West did get 65th at Genesis, but not at Genesis. No, I think rankings Genesis immediately Bobby Scar or 6th. What was I going to look up the Big House bracket? He lost to Spark and Ginger, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I was at the event. I don't think I saw either of those sets. I saw briefly Ginger beat Cal. I saw most of Ginger's other sets. I saw, I talked about it in my Big House video, but I saw L beat Wizrobe. That was awesome to see live, especially because it wasn't on stream. That pop off. I'm so sad in the video of him popping off. I'm not in it per se. Oh wait, why don't I just look for Weston Dennis? We want to go. I think that's it. Vortex. He lost the Vortex. That is a bad loss. Yeah, he didn't even make it in top 64. Well, that's what 65th rank does. Don't value online logs. This is so good. Calvi Ginger tipped off. I think West Balls has been trending, and I want to just double check that my camera is good. Yeah, I think West Balls people give West Balls, like, they think of the big house and they're like, oh, West Balls has had an absolute garbage year, but I think it's a lot better than that. Also, what are we looking at? I haven't like seen how many people who are kind of watching. How am I doing on this? Let me check out this fresh dashboard. Duck Anthers Ladder mods. I don't know how that contributes to the discussion, but okay. Let's see. How do I get back to my dashboard on here? Oh, 63 people. Wow. Wow. Okay. Damn. That's a lot of people watching my stream. Westball's getting recent buy for his bad placing. I agree with that. I feel like people put that on top of him too much. I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. Gonna stand in Westballs at 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20. So Westballs in. Duck versus Swedish. I think I've been beating around the bush too long on not deciding and just biting the bullet. If I do this for every person, as much as I enjoy this, I'm going to be here for a very, very long time. Okay. I've solid with this so far. I think I'm going to at least get to 20 tonight, and then I'll maybe pick this up tomorrow. And done with these two? I think if we go including none, then we need to include all 5 of these. I think, honestly, we might need to put all 5 of these guys. I think PPU is also someone who gets routinely underrated. Because he doesn't lose to people. He doesn't lose that often to people ranked lower than him. Let me just check that. PPU. Yep, he doesn't get upset. Crush is top 20. Why would you have me put Crush in with this? Why do I have Crush twice? Let's brief analyzation of Pew Pew U. So bad losses, that's great. That is great to see. Even though a lot of the times worse losses get kind of swept under the rug by peaks. Even so, that zeros across the board, that's fantastic to see. His best win is S5. That would make sense. PPU. Yeah, S5's his best. It's that. He has wins over West Balls as well. Wins over S2J. That's pretty good. I'm remembering that correctly. That's a Marth favored matchup. Correct? Lucky. Those are good wins. Those are decent wins. I think PPU does get very underrated. Plup over Leffen. Why is Lucky not in consideration for top 20? Because he's 14th. He's not in consideration because he is 14th. That's why he's not in consideration. Don't feel too bad about it, Razor Feed. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, Lovage top 20 easily. Well, SaveAsUntitled top 20. All right. What else? Okay, I was reviewing all of these people. I'm gonna have to take someone out of contention here. Oh, but Pew Pew. Let's see Pew Pew's peak rankings. I mean placements. Because I think Pew Pew gets. He was 19th in the summer. How many top 8s? Let's go counting top 8s. 1 at CO Dreamland. Super Smash Con top 8. That was a wild bracket, and that's it. Okay. PPU is a bad. Why would you say PPU has had a bad year for him? What would you say? Do that UDC. I think UDC does count for this year. It's, Or UGC might have been the last one that counted for 2016. Zane is, from the eye test, I have him around this rank. I think Zane and Ginger are definitely like low 30s, or I mean low 20s, or like high 30s. There's definitely, Zane and Ginger definitely fall in here. They're pretty good. Yeah, Pew Pew has surprisingly good wins. Let's see what else. Pew was pretty good. Here Hugs 20. Hugs is gonna be so upset when he gets ranked 20 for the year. He's technically a top 20 player then. That counts. Yeah, UGC is last year. You are right. Ginger has had a fantastic year. Even if Ginger's still here, he'll downplay that. He was in the chat earlier. But Ginger's my new he's my guy to put my money behind. If I had to put money, invest into his match play, it's Ginger all the way. Oh boy. No, you're still here. No. I can't just compliment you and have you be here. That's weird. I feel like Hugs is another person. I love Hugs to death. He's probably one of the best Smash streamers. But Hugs is another person who cares about his rank a little too much. To be fair, I have a channel based around caring about people's ranks too much. But I don't know where I'm going with that. I think I just kind of, that was super hypocritical. You know, whatever. We move on. We continue on. I was ranking people. I think also, yeah, I think when I'm looking at Zane and Ginger, that's going to be, they could be anywhere. That's I want to get top 20 in first. I get way too rambling. You guys aren't helping in the chat because I'm like, oh, I want to comment on that. That's interesting. Let's go. So if you have to eliminate for 17-18, you have to eliminate one of these people. Who's not going to make one of these slots? Chat. Split decision, like right off the top of your head. You see these 6 players. Who's not 17 or 18? I see Crush a lot, Crush and Hugs. I want to look at Crush and Hugs both and see if I would eliminate them, push them off till later. Crush. Win on Plop is pretty good. What else has he got? Win on Swedish, win on Shroomed. Crush got a lot of high wins. Win on PPU. 4-1 against none. Gotta do my body. I see you, Job. Thanks for coming to hang out. Appreciate it, man. Crushes. It's so hard. There's so much good talent. It's other ranked people. I didn't know Hugs was even with SVAT. Wins over Defox. It's pretty good. So I'm not wholeheartedly convinced because I feel like Hugs gets put in the Hugs and PPU kind of have a similar position here as they don't often lose. What's his upset for Hugs? Okay, Hugs has been upset a whole lot more. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, at least for this 17-18 discussion, I think Hugs is firmly out of it. How's Crush's bad losses? Smokers, Android's DJ Nintendo's a bad loss. Where is it at? CT Gamer got 3-0'd. Ooh, that's a bad loss. I don't know who the hell Younger is. That's a local. Still a 3-2, so that's a bad loss. Lazy Go Shard's bad. Excuse me, bad loss. Oh, and it Shine as well. Feeling PPU 17. But Hugs will get upset more playing in SoCal. I want to say entering 100 tournaments. Upsets are important. I say these two. outside of contention for. I also maybe want to look at non-losses. I feel like none has bad upsets. Twice upset by 1x, so that wasn't an HT. Where's this at? Local. You put Swedish Nun and Duck all over Pew Pew? Yeah, what's not Nun's Peaks? Oh yeah, Nun beat Mewtwo King. Oh my god. This is so difficult to do. What besides that? Went over Defox, even with West Balls. AMSA for 19 or 20? I think that's way too high. I think that's AMSA hype train. Duck at 17. Why do you... It seems like there's a movement for Duck at 17. Why would you guys say Duck 17? Win over Leffen's pretty good. Even if he went Marth game 3, that's kind of Leffen tilt probably. Winning record on Axe. Okay. That's a strong convincing for me. That's really good. Any of these other players have a winning record in top 10? Maybe on S2J. No. Well, we still took out of contention. We have PPU, Duck, and Swedish. I think, yeah, we're gonna. None's out of here. It's these three for 17. Does anyone have anything comparable to that winning on X? Swedish also has a win rate on X. That is an easier matchup, but Duck also has a win on Leffen. Duck, I think Duck, Swedish, PPU. What's the... What do you feel about that? Well, first off, I think winning record on X plus win against Leffen, Duck 17th. What do you think? PPU is very, very consistent. Yeah, that's something I think that's severely undervalued. PPU, 0 upsets. He only loses to players better than him. So None has that Mewtwo King win is really good. That might push him up, but I think I'm gonna stand by Duck 17th, and I think I want to put PPU over Swedish. What's Swedish bad losses? That's a lot of bad losses. What's this? Swedish went Falco. Okay. Local. Yeah, local. Oh, he got double eliminated? That's a little sketch. And he's lost 3 sets to DJ Nintendo. Smash God, your boy Rishi, that's not a bad loss. What did PPU go to this year? Let's look at it. He went to Genesis, Summit, Rivalries. Oh, nope. That's not where we want to go. Dreamland. See, those. There's not a bad, by number, there's not a bad placing in that bunch. Doesn't go to enough stuff to get upset. Okay, that's fair. That is true. That he does not go to a lot of tournaments, and that's a way he could not get upset. What's Swedish? Looking at head-to-head, Swedish versus PPU. Swedish. Let's unselect Lucky. Swedish PPU. Other than that, Swedish that win on Plub's account. True that. Yoop. I think I might. Now, keeping that in mind, that Pew Pew doesn't go to anything. I might be overvaluing Pew Pew in that there's lack of losses. That winning record over Axe is pretty good. I think I might give that the Swedish. Edwin, your message got auto-modded. I'm gonna allow that to come in here. That's hilarious. Why wouldn't Duck be at 17th? Oh, that's someone asking that. Having a winning record on Axe is really good. And I think I've been overvaluing Pew Pew. So we're gonna bring him back into contention here. Crush, I'll ask the man himself. Where do you think you fall? Where do you think you fall into this? And Edwin, this is my rankings. K said we'll do them separately and then debate from that point. But I'd love to hear from the man himself. Where do you think you'd rank? Hamza, Hugs, and Crush. Yeah. Yeah, it's both. We're gonna do a split battle, but we're doing separate and then going on from there. Or maybe I'll just bug Tafo and be like, hey, give me a solo ballot, because I have good opinions on Melee. I know people. I know things. Yeah. People are saying they'll look at Amsa in comparison to these. I think Amsa is being super overhyped. What has Amsa done? Swedish is 3-1 on Axe, but that's his best win. Good win on Shoot At. How's he? 1-1 on S2J. Win on Duck. That's all good. That's all pretty good. You have the Moon at 16th. Fair. I think that's. There's a lot of solid arguments to be made with here. Crush 20. Crush, you do have a lot of good wins. A lot of good wins. So then, I'm more and more pushing Pew Pew further and further down the ladder, because I like the point that people are saying that he is he plays Melee for his career and he's gone to like these few events, and that's the reason he has very little upsets. So I'm more and more pushing that because of low peaks. I could see what. Okay, let's go. Let's take Pew Pew out of the equation. Push him down a little bit further. Let's go back up here. So Pew Pew are at 24. Wow. I think I'm pretty much. I like that set in there. So None versus Hugs and Crush. None does have the Godwin, and that Godwin technically. None, Crush, and Hugs. I think I also might be overvaluing Hugs a little bit. So peaks, None's got the best peaks. Win over Plop, pretty good. Oh yeah, I forget Plop's like a Godwin. Yeah, I that is important to remember, that a Plop win could be essentially valued as much as a Mewtwo King win. Let's look at worst losses for these guys as well. Crush, None, Hugs. Hugs does go to a lot of events, but well, who is that at a real event? Let's see. that bad of a loss. It's not, my gut says none crush hugs pew pew, or at least none crush hugs. Because all these guys have, it seems like all these guys have relatively, have some bad losses. Edwin, what are you saying in here? Roast in my chat. Hugs for you fairly consistent, but the weirdos. Is okay. 9th at GTX, 13th. Crush none. I do see that as well, Pikachu. Yeah, no. I think crush none hugs. Crush none hugs feels right. Crush has a lot of good wins. And like having them sprinkled in here shows sort of an upward trend. Being able to get to this top level town and beat them, not just have like a flash in the pan, having multiple wins up here. Pretty good. Yeah. I'm gonna do hold it down. Crush. None, and I think that's about where I'll stop for today. I'm going to leave these guys in contention. Let's go back over to this big list. I'm going to cut these guys down. And remember, these are just super preliminary, like eye test rankings. Don't take any of these on this big sheet over here. These are like my final rankings. These ones over here are just preliminary. So we're going to go get rid of none, get rid of crush, hugs, and pew pew. Yeah, so that, I think that's about what I'm going to do for tonight. Seeing as it's almost midnight, but I feel pretty happy with this. And I appreciate everyone helping me talk through all this. Game 1 and a win. How many people do we currently have hanging out in the SaveAsUntitled squad? I think that's a lot going off eye test as well, but I think Ice has had a bad year. Melee stats is here for you, Save. Crush is negative on Defox for the year. I'd say being negative on Defox is too bad. Because Defox, oh my god, I have 59 email notifications for me not turning off follow emails. God bless. I don't have Cyrox. I thought I did. If I don't, that is not good. Can you control find and... Nope, you are correct. Thank you. We'll just throw them in here. Is there anyone else that I'm missing? Be sure to be relevant ice more than totally Dorans. Yeah, I feel like Crust is at the top. Has a bad year. Yeah, these are just like very preliminary. I think I was. Yeah, but I'll probably qualified for rank this year. I don't think the Shiz was qualified because he didn't attend enough events. I can clarify that for you if you really want to know. Nope, he did not qualify. Hey, these are very preliminary. See, this is why I'm not gonna. We're done with this. We're closing this out for the night. This is very preliminary. Hey, I'm not the expert. I think I have Triff on there as well. Now I'm gonna have to bring it back up. Edwin's gonna roast me even more. I'm learning. I'm doing my best. Okay, maybe or that was a little of an overestimation because I'm a bit of a Ginger fan. Fair enough. But I think this is probably where I'm going to end off for the night. Thank you guys for all the help. Qualify. If she is qualified, where would it be? I think it's probably hard to say because he didn't qualify. Streaming goes against my values. All right. But I think I'm going to call that it for the night. I'm probably going to upload this over on YouTube because one, I don't have the time to make a well. That's unfair to say. I don't feel like making a video this week. I think that's the more honest thing to say. And uploading this as sort of like a long form content. I think you guys could enjoy that. Yeah, but that's about it. Thank you guys so much for all the follows and coming to watch me hang out. I'll probably do this. I'll do something like this more often, and maybe when I'm like making videos in the future, I can stream like the editing process, stuff like that. But I've been SaveAsUntitled, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming to hang out. And